The next part of this, I want to show this. I said that I was going to prove beyond any shadow of a doubt that before Christ's time, that the Idumeans, which are Edomites or white people, took over the Sanhedrin before the time of Christ. And that they actually circumvented the rulership structure and the Sanhedrin and the Israelite governments about 50 years before Christ came on the scene. So when Christ came on the scene, the Pharisees, the majority of the Pharisees were Idumeans or white converts. They're also the seed of Edom, and they are the seed of the people you have in Israel today. According to the scriptures, they are Amalek. Mark this. A-M-A-L-E-K. That's who they are, Amalek. They can't hide from us. They can't hide from the Most High. When we came out of Egypt, it was those same people that infused with the Canaanites, which are South Africans, to try to fight us on our way into the land of Canaan. So here it is. They tried to stop us from getting into the land of Canaan when we left the first promised land. When we left Egypt on our way to the first promised land. Now, they're actually in the land as a gate between us and our land. They try to stop us from getting into our land today. They're doing the same exact thing. But guess what? They can only operate in secrecy. Once you pull the wool from, once you get the wool from over your eyes and see who they are, they can no longer hide. They're not God's people. They're not executing God's law. The Jewish or the Amalek people today, they're behind Harry Potter. They're behind sorcery. All the movies of witchcraft. They're dealing with the all-seeing eye. They're the ones who have constructed the masons in the earth. They control the bank systems. They deal with usury when it tell you in the law that you cannot get interest off of anything you loan. That's against the law in the Bible. So how are they the people of the law? And the Most High says when we go into the land, there'll be no need for gates and things to protect us. The Most High will protect us. You can't even get into the land. You have to walk through machine guns to get into that land. They took that land as a pretext to make everyone think that the Bible was fulfilled. That, oh, Israel finally got back the promised land. It said the Lord will guide us in our land, not a fight with Hitler. Now, I don't know how long this might be. I don't know if this will be published. But we have to put it out there. The truth. If they have a right to claim that they are the Israelites, we have a right to claim that we are. We have that right. What makes them better than us? Who are they? They are Amalek. And we're going to prove it. Get your Josephus. I can't go into the full part of this, but I'm just going to go into enough of it. And then after this, last but not least, I'm going to clear up the misunderstanding of Jeremiah 42 about Babylon. That some of the people that are really dealing as novices don't understand that chapter, and I'm going to get some understanding scripturally so that the weak don't get taken from that stuff. From some of that understanding coming out there. But let me, all praises to my brothers. You know, I got to give a shout out to my brother Yahweh Allah and, you know, I know he don't want to be shout out, but I'm going to shout him out anyway. And, you know, I don't think they know who Yahweh Allah is, so don't worry about it. And the brother Yerachmiel, we came over here and we went into a detailed lesson that we're going to actually just tape separately and put up. But it goes into how the white people were able to infiltrate the Pharisees. You see, you have to realize they were always what you would call, a matter of fact, if you go to YouTube or go to Google, put in money changers. Money changers. It'll give you the history of how they was always able to infiltrate by controlling and getting control of the money. So they knew people would try to go against them. But if they control the money, they can control you or pay to get you assassinated. So they needed to control the money to stay in power. So when you get a chance, make sure you put in money changers so you can really see their history. And they was able to pay, that's how they was able to pay Judas the 30 pieces of silver. They was over the money. Like they over the money today, the Rothschilds. They did the same thing. But they needed someone on the inside to infiltrate Christ, because Christ knew who they were. They couldn't come amongst Christ. Okay? Christ knew who they were. Christ knew his people by blood, and he knew the Pharisees who were in there strictly from a political status. It was all politics. It was all politics. Okay. I need you to go to... let me get the Fawcett Dictionary. A matter of fact, go to Josephus, book 14, chapter 1, section 3 in your Josephus. Oh yeah, they didn't think we was going in the hair either. Josephus was a brother. He was an Israelite. Okay. Let's go into the Josephus history. Josephus going to the history of the Israelites up into the Roman Empire, up until the 70 AD. About 40 years or about 35 years after Christ's crucifixion. And he was there to record the fall of our people. He would be a modern day journalist or reporter. So the Romans paid him to document our fall. Okay? If you're not familiar with this, if this is the first time you have went into or listened to one of our lessons, maybe we'll have Lawyer go into the fall of Jerusalem in one of our classes on a Tuesday to show you that before they could take Israel down, they had to first secure the borders or encamp an army around Jerusalem first. And they encamped an army around Jerusalem for 7 years. Didn't let any food or water in, and that was the fall of Masada. Those that didn't take heed to that prophecy and didn't flee like Christ said in Matthew 24 was caught in Jerusalem and taken down by the Romans and slaughtered. Now the modern day borders are being built around America today to do the same thing. There's nothing new under the sun. And those that don't take heed to Christ to flee out of that place will be there when it's caught. Will be there when that army is founded around the whole country. They use immigration to get the West Coast border secure. Now they're using this oil thing to work on the East Coast. So soon that same border on another level will be around that country. If you think it can't happen, look at Josephus in 70 AD. Read Josephus against Apion, or when it goes into the fall of Jerusalem. Read it. It can happen. They do it, the same program over and over again. But let's get to this so we can just go into how we know that this is how the Idumeans or white people infiltrated Israel and became Israelites during Christ's time. Not became Israelites, but became what you would call Jewish converts. See, and I would like to make a distinction. There's a difference between an Israelite and a Jewish person. Okay? An Israelite are people of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They're the people written of in the Bible. A Jewish person is any person that converts to Judaism. That's a religion. Okay? Entirely different doctrines and understanding. You cannot convert into another man's nationality. It's asinine. It's ridiculous to think that you can do this. Like I can read something and say, I'm going to convert and tomorrow I'm Chinese. That doesn't make any sense. You can't convert into another man's nationality. Okay, we need to use our brains. They use that as a pretext to be able to take a land that don't belong to them. Okay, read Josephus, book 14, chapter 1, section 3. Start here. where it says, there was a certain friend of Hyrcanus.
Josephus, Book 14, Chapter 1, Paragraph 3. But there was a certain friend of Hyrcanus, an Idumean.
Now, John Hyrcanus is an Israelite. Okay, he stemmed from the factions that were set up under the Maccabees. Read.
But there was a certain friend of Hyrcanus, an Idumean, called Antipater, who was very rich, and in his nature was an active and seditious man.
So Antipater, read.
Who was at enmity with Aristobulus,